can't see my rose.
No, I can't see anything. You look amazing.
I feel like you can see my little rose.
All right, you ready, Quad?
Let's get it.
All right, mic check, mic check. One Masters podcast was made, of course. To the left of me, I got two special guests. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, starting with the rapper.
What's going on, Rudder Quad? I'm here to tell y'all my views, takes.
Hold on, calm down. You got to relax, bro. You got to relax. And your name Preach, man. It's not Quad no more, see?
Yeah, man, I'm saying we weren't here on rapper terms, though, but
You
yeah.
always on rapper terms, man. What's wrong with you?
It preaching a bit. What's going on?
All right.
Hey, this your girl Joe. Y'all know a Very Black podcast host, so y'all make sure y'all check me out.
I ain't pod with both of y'all in a minute, so how y'all been?
Everything been good, man. Just trying to elevate. I didn't know you had a podcast at least.
Yeah, I do. It's called a Very Black podcast.
Y'all know each other?
Check that out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yo, go ahead. You do go ahead. Damn.
Come on, man. It's a sparring thing.
It's a sparring thing. I'm a bad though. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. Shout out to y'all. Well, I wanted to start up. I know you say you didn't see it. You say you didn't see Space Jam.
I haven't seen it yet.
So Quad had a take on Space Jam. He said he saw it. Did you see it?
I seen Space Jam.
What were your thoughts on it?
As an adult, like, I think I feel the same way I feel about the first one. If I would have saw it as a 10-year-old, 9-year-old, I think I would have been like, yeah, this shit dope. It's hard. The one thing that I would say was better about the first Space Jam than the second one was the soundtrack. The first Space Jam had a better soundtrack.
I had a feeling you were gonna go musically
With
with
R.
me.
Kelly?
Hey,
I'm saying the soundtrack was dope. You know they had the that other song though, like Everybody Get Up. It's on the Space Jam.
This is true. This is true.
Like
How you say how it went?
man, come on, man.
No, what song you talking about? I'm dead serious.
Man,
What you talking about?
Talking about to get up. Everybody
How it
get up.
go? I never heard that song before.
You never heard it? Everybody get up and do the Space Jam. How
Join in when
like
she's singing.
Man,
it.
he knew what I did.
I'm dead.
I knew he was talking
about
man. He knew what I was talking about. He just trying to clown, but yeah. The first Space Jam definitely had a better soundtrack, but everybody was talking about LeBron was a bad actor, but I don't understand. He been a basketball player all his life.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I didn't hear the soundtrack. I'm not gonna lie, I did like I Believe I Can Fly. That's my favorite songs.
Yeah,
All I'm gonna say is I don't remember MJ getting nominated for any.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Denzel wasn't no good actor.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Denzel wasn't no good actor either.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen the post like that. Somebody was saying it was like y'all act like Michael Jordan with Denzel in Space Jam. Granted, they both. I will say this: acting on an acting tip, they both very even.
Right.
Yeah.
One is a way better basketball player, in my opinion. I'm a big LeBron fan, but I ain't gonna get into that.
I don't know.
So that's why I said, like, as far as the movies itself, the movies were like dead even. I wouldn't say one movie was better than the other, but the Space Jam soundtrack.
I ain't gonna say it was even because I'm not gonna. I mean, the original always gonna be better than the remake most times, but I think that what I like about the original one was I think the basketball players got to act more in the original Space Jam than this one. Yeah, this one was way more centered around LeBron than the original Space Jam.
The game was too long. The whole movie.
The movie was too long, actually. To me, I thought the movie was wild.
Yeah, the movie was
almost
like
2 hours.
Ridiculous. And the game was like an hour and a half long. So I was like, damn. Yeah.
I didn't like the
point system.
That was wild. Like I went a regular game.
Crazy. I was like,
when I seen that, okay,
they was like they're doing style points. And stuff. I was like, what the fuck?
NBA Streets, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what it turned into.
Hey, it's wrong time.
Yeah, but shout out to them. Like, what was going on? I'm happy they put the movie out because I know that they couldn't. It supposed to come out last year, if I ain't mistaken. But I'm assuming they wanted to come out like a rollout when he went in the ring, and then to come out. So I think on all fronts it was just messed up anyway. So
I think the timing of Space Jam was better too, because it fit the storyline.
True.
Jordan retired. They came and stole the talent. They ain't steal Jordan talent because he wasn't playing. So it made a better fit.
If I'm saying this Space Jam was the same way because they had this super team and that's something that's LeBron. That's the super team. You gonna team up and do this, or he was like you gonna pick your team.
Hey, I like that was a fun.
I like the sneak disses. That was dope.
Yeah. They dissed them big time.
Yeah. I liked it though.
Himself.
Yeah.
Dissing himself.
It just let me know that the stuff that people talk about and say about him, he hear it.
Yeah.
You know. But other than that, like I'm not gonna lie. I think my set on Twitter. It was cool for a kid to watch. I can't see me watching it again. Though. I'm not gonna sit down and watch Space Jam again.
One and done for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So that's just how I feel about that. And before we get into the meat potatoes, though, the championship, What's your thoughts on that?
Young's?
What's your thought? What's your thoughts on the championship?
Lit.
Like,
Five deserved it. I had them winning anyway prior to the injuries. Already before the Nets got hurt, I already had them winning.
oh no, I didn't have them winning.
had 'em
They surprised me with the Nets, but I had them winning from there on. Not the Suns though.
My thing with the Nets was KD has never carried a team hard and chokes in the finals every year. Kyrie is Kyrie, but the only time Kyrie had any claim to fame was playing with Braun. Before Braun, he wasn't doing anything. After Braun, he ain't did anything.
Why you looking at me when you talking about Kyrie for?
What is that?
Kyrie is nice though. He was nice.
Yeah, Kyrie nice, but everybody just takes something different than winning. It take more than skill. It got to be something like that's inside of you, and a lot of players don't have that.
What would you say it was with the Bucks then? Like what? Because on paper, it like the Suns supposed to win. When you watch the teams play, how each win through each conference, the Suns looked like they just couldn't be messed with. Booker was killing.
Chris Paul was trying to secure Finals MVP for one. He stopped caring about winning the game.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
So you blaming Chris Paul?
Nah, I ain't blaming Chris Paul. I'm gonna go into detail. Last game, Devin Booker didn't perform. He did let them down. But game 5, they could have won. Chris Paul starts trying to secure MVP. If you go back and look at it, Crowder, Booker, they was going crazy. First quarter, second quarter, and then Chris Paul just stopped giving them the ball. He hot, give it to him.
I don't know, cause I seen that game. I can't say that was the case. Booker was in foul trouble. I'm mistaken.
When? Second quarter?
Yeah, he was in foul trouble. He got had 5 fouls in the third quarter.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, top of the fourth, and it was close.
Yeah, I'm talking about. This was first and the second quarter.
Oh, okay. Well,
The
game was close. Yeah.
It's
hard to say that because you picking apart the game from the first and second quarter. I feel like it's down the stretch mistakes in the playoffs. Like the first and second quarter, it mattered, but it don't matter at the same time.
Yeah, it mattered.
It's gonna be a game of runs.
Yeah, it mattered. But my thing was they was up 16 points. Second quarter.
I tell you this. Let me ask you this question. And we will get off afterwards. So the Glen Hills and Laney, the little local thing that happened. When they played.
Same situation. They stopped getting traded ball.
See, that's your thing, right? I feel like they lost when they gave up 7 points on a technical foul.
Yeah, that was dumb.
For no reason. That's what lost in the game. Not giving trade the ball. They could have still won the game.
Yeah. No, but
see what I'm saying?
All of those things led up to that crucial moment. So we can blame it on that crucial moment, but
we can't say for sure that he was going to keep scoring, though. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, you're right.
But I can tell you for sure if they didn't get a tech, they wouldn't have got 7 points.
It was dumb.
Quick.
It was dumb. Terrible.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. I want her to be involved, so I have to get off sports.
Oh, it's cool. I'm just listening.
I mean, she a Spartan. She was probably upset about it.
Y'all
too.
lost. So moving forward. No, I'm playing. I'd like messing with Quad, man. I love rappers.
Hey, we'll come back and get it. We'll come back for it next
You playing
year.
next year? Quad said we coming back. Quad playing next year. He find out.
I'm a part of them. They're a part of me.
All right. Anyway, I want to get into power. I want to get into the Kanan joint. What was y'all thoughts on that? I'm gonna start with you because you ain't talking about. What was y'all thoughts on the Kanan story?
So right now, I don't really feel like I have too many thoughts on it. I feel like I need more to really form an opinion about it. There's a few things that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. Like I had mentioned with the Tommy and Ghost situation, I'm definitely looking forward to them coming into this season and just seeing how that all plays out. And I feel like it's just gonna get really deep. Like I feel like this season is gonna go deep. Like I feel like it's just so much to come, and that's why they gave us so little on that first episode.
Do you think it's gonna get deeper as far as like stuff adding up in the original Power, or just for the actual Kanan story? Or both?
I think it's more so gonna be the Kanan story. Like they dropping bits and pieces of how it ties into what was going on in the regular Power, but they haven't put a lot of focus on that from what I can see in the first episode.
Right.
And they didn't give us a lot, so my opinion could change. After the next episode.
I know Quad gonna have a longer opinion than me, so I'm gonna say mine right now. Cause he I can feel him looking. He ready, like yeah. Let me tell you, Quad is a Power fanatic. You already off camera. You should already know. He knowing details and stuff. Okay, I forgot to know each other. I'm sorry. I keep getting Spartan love, but I think that I'm with you. I did want more in the first episode. I'm happy. Spoiler alert, that he caught the body and all that stuff. The first episode to have some kind of action there.
Right.
But I did want to see more based off the character of Kanan. We know it.
Right.
but it was good to see him not be what we know him to be.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I can say right now. But I feel like even watching that, more people that I don't know who knows which I know, but when people usually do something like that, they do change. They feel different. You know what I'm saying? And normally it's not in a good way at first. So to see like him he was enjoying it, it let me know why he was how he was in Power. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm digging it for sure. I think that Power done spoiled us. If it had been any other show, I think it would have been a great start off, and we would have felt like we got enough from the first episode. But I think that since it was Power, we wanted more because it been so long since we, heard from Kanan. Because Kanan died in the 5th season, right? Power.
The 6th.
So he died.
It was 7 seasons of Power or 6?
6.
He died in the 5th one.
Yeah, he died. All right, so just to see Kanan again, but coming in like it was raw, like from the start. He at the park getting beat up, and you see him as a soft side, and you see as parents where all that crybaby stuff stop at when you don't have a father in the household. How your mama say, nah, we ain't doing that. Took him back to the park, put the batteries inside the socks. That's what your mama teach you from day one. You can't beat them, pick something up and beat them with it. You know what I'm saying? You can come.
Nah, I don't know. Keep going.
Oh man, come on, man. I know Vitaly ain't telling you that like that, but yeah, for real, like it was just raw from the start though. I like Jukebox character. I like I want to see where he gonna go with the girl Davita or whatnot. I like the introductions of the characters. He done caught a body already.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the op too. What his name is, Enrique or something like that.
Joey Badass, when that's Joey Badass playing.
Yeah,
I actually like Joey Badass as the actor. He actually really
that's
impressed me. He played the Wu-Tang. He did this.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's kind of he not really showing his acting skills to me because he's just being a New Yorker in a certain era.
There you go.
That's just
you see,
you know what I'm saying.
New York, he gonna stamp.
I didn't stamp him. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
I like
he just being what he saw. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I would like to see him jump out of that. But regardless of that, I do like his character too, though.
Yeah,
but he's definitely
I
gonna
like
die.
his character for sure.
And I think 50 gonna kill him.
You think 50
Definitely gonna die.
But it's funny though.
Kanan gonna kill him. Sorry,
Yeah,
he said 50.
I think it's more than Kanan though. I feel like it's 50 Cent actual life story though. Like
it's still
even
loosely
as far
based
as-
off his.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
what I
even
was
as far as Get Rich or Die Trying,
Yeah.
like he had 2 stupid uncles on there. Like
Yeah.
he was upstairs rapping and shit like that.
Because I think initially this whole series was supposed to be a book or something like that,
Yeah.
and it was based on his life as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense to why that part,
Yeah.
Plus, he plays the part, so it just makes
Yeah.
sense. It's good branding
Yeah.
purposes.
I like it though. I dig it. It got a lot of potential. I think it can be. I think when they first started mentioning that they were gonna come out with most books, I think most Power viewers was like more anticipating Kanan's story more than any other story.
I could tell you, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm not interested in Tommy's story. That's just me personally.
Yeah, that's why I say I think most people was anticipating Kanan's story over.
And it's not because he's
over
white.
him.
I just didn't like his character like that. I didn't care for it.
He needed ghosts. Like
Yeah, it was
you
very
don't know
he
who
has a
gonna
very
be without
dependent
ghosts.
character.
Yeah, you don't know who he gonna be.
Even
without ghosts.
towards the end when they had their own, remember like the last few episodes of Power where everybody had their own scene,
Yeah.
their own episode.
Yeah.
His was the worst to me.
It was dry.
It was horrible.
Hey, Lorenz Tate had a
Yeah, he was a supporting
Lorenz
character.
Tate definitely was.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lorenz Tate.
Hey, Lorenz Tate was on the edge though, man. That boy finna go pop ghost.
Yeah, he was wild.
For real. He was ready to throw away it all.
So I want to talk about characters though. Like, what y'all think about? Let's talk about the mom character.
I like her.
Raquel Rock.
Yeah,
I like her.
She tough. Yeah.
She give you the she the epitome of a New York woman. Yeah, like that's in that world. Like she's what you can when you see her, you see that the idea of what like she's kind of like a picture painted of what you see. Yeah. She's a better version of what Tasha wanted to be.
I knew you were gonna. I knew it was coming. I already knew Tasha this was coming somewhere.
Yeah, she's a better version.
So I like her. I like her because I feel like even though she's supposed to be like this hard character, like she like the boss lady, like they're still showing her emotional side. Like
right.
They're still showing like she carries feelings. She she's still trying to figure things out. She ain't got it all together, even though she may be on top or what most people think is on top. Like she still has stuff to figure out.
Vulnerability.
Right.
So it was 2 parts. I didn't write those down, but I thought about this. There's one part I did want to discuss that I thought was dope. Even the fact that she's in power, she's trying to still be a woman, like have a womanly life. Even that date she was on.
Yeah,
Right.
How I got interrupted because had to handle the business.
Yeah. She even paid for the date. He talking about, I took you out on a date. Yeah.
But it's just in her nature to be in power.
Yeah, in power.
You think about the scene in the
female.
hospital with her brother, like not even knowing she's not the oldest.
Yeah.
You would
She
think
still,
so, how she's acting.
Yeah, she's still straightening me. I thought about that. I was like, damn, you big brother, you let her straighten
Yeah,
like
you know
that.
what I'm saying? But even the fact that they seem to be have to be okay with it, and her leading, so that speaks to just.
Hey, not to interrupt you. I think that's gonna be a quote that go on when 50 was like, "This my uncle. He never miss an opportunity. Miss an opportunity."
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think a lot of people gonna use that. Like I think somebody posted it about Chris Paul. He said he never miss an opportunity.
What's the?
Miss an opportunity. I'm serious, bro. Somebody said that about Chris Paul, bro.
That's funny.
That shit had me tripping out, bro.
I like that. That's
you
funny.
know, I think my favorite part of the first episode was like how he described the characters, like as he was
His narrating was impeccable.
Yeah, it was on
definitely.
point. Like that
He been a little T.I. shit.
Way better than T.I. narrating. Way better. Using regular words, you know what I'm saying? Not overdoing it. Why don't you bring T.I. my podcast?
No,
man?
I'm just saying you said impeccable, bro.
Hey,
you know
gotta bleep
that's
that
one
out.
of his, you know that one of T.I. words, man. Yeah, man.
All right, perfect. Perfect.
It was immaculate.
Immaculate. And
Good though.
and what about the friends he has? Like, I know you mentioned you saying like you want to see where Ghost and Tommy come into play at.
I don't know what their future gonna be. Like it's something I've been thinking about, like where they gonna be at down the line. I do like what he said. His one homeboy, he always down the ride, no matter what it is. Then the Fame dude, like I kind of like dude though. You know how he was at the table freestyling and stuff. What they say his
it's the
name
rapper
is
in
Fame,
you,
right? Yeah. I think the uncle gonna end up dealing with the sister a lot though.
Definitely, you can see that. Yeah, 'cause he did. He went way too hard.
Her into the game.
He went way too hard. And one thing I can say about the show, and this is just me, I don't know, maybe because I've seen Space Jam 2. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of Omar Epps being in that show as a cop. And I guess I ain't forgive him for that Netflix show, that Netflix movie he had last year with Nia Long.
Affair.
I didn't watch it.
Horrible.
Attraction.
Don't ever watch it. Don't ever watch it. You'll never look him in the same again. But me seeing Space Jam made me think they should have had my boy who played Ace and paid him full.
Yeah,
I feel like he fit that.
Will
Harris. He fit that more than Omar Epps. I just don't like that character there. Maybe because I'm only seeing that Netflix special though.
Will Harris like one of the more underrated actors out there, man. He dope.
Yeah, he my top 5 just because of the movies I like. But
he dope for sure.
yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how the character development gonna play out.
You
I
like
think that's really important.
Oh no, man.
It's hard to say episode 1 was bad or good because it was so short. Like you said, we didn't get a lot. I feel like they gave it just enough. Like Power does that sometimes. They give you just enough to watch the next episode.
Right.
And that's how you can have a bad season sometimes too. Because about 4 episodes, you're like, you know what, ain't nothing happening.
Drag it down,
Right.
you be like, ain't nothing happening. But I mean, he done caught a battle already.
Yeah, and
But it's
honestly,
Kanan, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm expecting that.
Yeah, you're
already.
expecting that. But it's young Kanan, so he been wild. This ain't even graduation.
I will say the end of the
Right.
episode didn't impress me at all. Like it didn't impress me at all. Like
I
she
like
was like,
it, though.
wake up in the middle of the night, we about to go somewhere. Like I'm thinking they about to go do some hard shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They about, Sorry, because
You can
they
curse,
about to go.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking they about to go, do something, dope, like something crazy, like teach him something, like, and they go
told him how
to
to
the
shoot.
pier and start
But
shooting.
no, she gave him a
Like you
message
could have
though.
went to the gun range.
She gave him a message though.
What's the message?
What was the message?
He shot
He
that gun.
wants to ask him that
'cause
question.
He shot that gun, and he told him that bullet out there for you forever. You gonna be running from it for the rest of your life because you won't enter the game. So she basically let him know then and there, like the only way out of this is death.
Yeah, it ain't gonna stop. Yeah, definitely. You killed somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody care about that person,
Yeah.
so they gonna be after you forever.
Forever.
And it's almost like my man told him, he's like, I can call a bounty up, but I can't control what they gonna do.
Yeah, you can't control it. Yeah.
And that's even the same thing, like I said, because they had made a truce, and you can control your son anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But not he wasn't supposed to, but I'm saying he didn't know. So,
Yeah. But I think he would have did it anyway, though. Even if he did, no.
yeah, I think he's apparently just hard headed. That's the first thing.
He acting like Tariq.
Being
He acting
stupid.
like Tariq.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
he
He not staying in the child's place.
Because he wants to be in the game so bad, he would do anything to show that he's in it and ready for it.
in the future, I want to wait till some more development happen.
Maybe
I want to compare the two
comparison between the two.
because we all had these theories
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But
remember how we said Kanan was taking Tariq?
yeah, I think he's seen a lot of himself in
Nah, you told me that was a daddy one time. That's what you told me.
What it?
You told me Kanan.
Might have been.
So it making me think that now, like with the comparisons and stuff like that.
Could be.
Just the stubbornness.
They had something. I seen an article. Kanan had been talking about it, and he was about to say too much, but he said that Tasha was something, and they cut him off. So ain't no telling.
You a big fan. He's a big fan of.
I'm just saying, man.
Kanan smashed Tasha, and that's his
man,
son.
Look here, man. Tasha hated that man too much for no reason, man.
Well, I guess we gonna find out.
If you want this man to stay in the game, this man is the game. Why you won't let them be cool? You hate their existence to team up and be together.
I always thought
that's my
because looking at the first Kanan episode now, I always just thought that she felt like if it came down to it, yeah, Ghost can outsmart Kanan, but I don't think he's stronger than him.
Yeah.
And Kanan's a wild card. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He can get caught up, and he can caught up, and Ghost can die. Well, Ghost dead now anyway. So, but I always thought that was what she was trying to stop him from.
Yeah, Kanan know how to take himself off the board. Ghost would play chess, but Kanan will take himself off the board and have Ghost thinking that he don't won the game.
Yeah, he thought he won. Yeah,
he
won
thought
for a minute.
he killed Kanan. Kanan
Yeah.
disappeared, then came back, kidnapped your son and everything.
Yeah, shit was wild.
They were like, damn, this nigga locked up.
So what y'all predict like for the next couple episodes with this? Like you predict to get better and better? You think we still gonna get spoon fed here and there?
Just knowing like the history of the power and
writing.
how they do spoon feed, I feel like he gonna utilize these first few episodes to kind of build up each character. Like, you know, he focused on himself this episode. Next episode, maybe he gonna focus on Jukebox, and then the next episode, maybe his mama or whatever the case.
I think the next episode he gonna move in on DeVito, cause she gonna be hurt and vulnerable about losing 20 or whatever his name was. And he wanted it anyway, so he gonna move in on that action. He in the streets now. He basically becoming that dude that she was crazy about anyway, while still being able to maintain whatever she saw in him that she was overlooking.
I'm kind of with her. I think that they're gonna still focus on character development. So I'm not sure what we're gonna get, but whatever it is, I feel like we just get more information every time. We're gonna get deeper information about characters. I do feel like it's gonna be some kind of betrayal somewhere because in that lifestyle, that's how it is. Typically, the brothers, I would look at them more. I think because like I said, I do think you got a woman in charge, and as well as she may be running it, somebody's gonna envy that.
Yeah.
It's as an ego involved, and you're gonna be like, I could be doing this.
Yeah.
And it might not be the brother that we think is gonna be because even he older, he might know I can't do that.
Might
the
be
younger one, like, he's
bro.
kind of smart.
Yeah.
So my eyes is on him more than anybody else.
And he already dealing with that white girl.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be something that leads to whatever.
I'm just curious about that. 'Cause I know how family, business, money that never mix.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just don't see, no disrespect to women, I just don't see men being okay with in the streets with a woman being in charge because I feel like they may feel like they're not respected in the streets.
Especially resisting violence. She's not really into violence. She like to kind of focus on business. So as a woman, you kind of got to lay down more authority than a man does, because you got to be respected. They already looking at you as lesser than them, so you got to do more than them to have equal respect. So,
you agree with that?
To an extent, I do feel like women would definitely have to do more to prove themselves, I guess. But I feel like in her instance where she's obviously already proven herself, the fact that she's non-violent doesn't really play a huge factor in her role. Like, they ain't really focusing on the fact that she doesn't choose violence. Like, they know that she's capable of making decisions and, doing what's best for the business.
Who do you think is more prideful in this situation? Do you think, because she was saying something, she had a quote of that she's not getting on her knees.
Yeah, she ain't getting on her knees. Yeah.
Do you think a man would have been less prideful in a situation just to keep the peace, or you think more prideful and invoke violence sooner?
It's hard to say.
I don't really feel like it would have made a difference, to be honest. And I don't know if that sounds crazy, but I feel like with that situation, like the focus wasn't gender roles. Like it was just like, this is what happened. We need to neutralize
like
the
we ready
situation.
at that point.
I think when it came to her front doorstep, she unloaded the clip. She was ready.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't think it's something she necessarily runs from, but I think it's something that she kind of avoids for the better of business. I think she more focused on the money than anything.
Yeah, she should be.
Before we move on to the next thing, Jukebox. What your thoughts on her?
I like her character.
Yeah, I like Jukebox even in the first season of Power when they introduced her with Kanan and everything. Like I've always liked her character, so I wasn't surprised that I like her as a child growing up. I love the fact that she sings. I think that's them giving her a softer side.
Right.
She don't have no other softer side. I'm very interested to see how her character develops and like what she's gonna be getting into with him. Like as far as like at what point is she going to insert herself into the game? You know what I mean? Like because right now she just kind of got his back, but she ain't really in the game. You know what I mean?
Right. But she got her own thing going on too, where she trying to find herself and I guess sexuality and stuff like that. I do like that because the older character was pretty to me, if I remember correctly. So I know not saying she's not, but she's not portrayed to be pretty or sexy or a sexual being. I don't think she even felt that way by herself. Yeah. So I'm curious to see like what happened to build that confidence to get her to that point.
But I like her though because I can see her becoming the Jukebox. Like how she looks, current character, they have a resemblance. Like it can grow up to be her. And then it's just several things that I did like about her. Like even as kids, when he was at the court being beat up, they had to hold her. But, and even when they let her go, she still pushed the dude. Like
right.
You know what I'm saying? So she's always had that fierceness in her.
Well, it gave me the vibe. I don't know if it's the same as when you grew up and all like that, but I know like when you outside your family, they always tell you like, if one of y'all fight, all of y'all fight, or don't come home and one person fought. And, so it brought that culture up in mind. Yeah. But at the same time, I remember when he went home and they said, "What was Jukebox?"
Yeah.
That was one of the first questions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and then when it got older, same thing. What was Jukebox? So it's like. Just that close knitness. I like family that close. So
I think that she kind of wanted more before she went down the road she went down that we seen in Power. I think that she wanted to be more out of life, but I think not having that a father believe that you could be more. It was sitting at the table.
So that brings back to my point of this is showing us more from that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can see that she's not the chosen person or she's not getting the same opportunities.
Yeah. Like her father never even wanted her to never even signed up to take a test or anything. And when she kind of brought up the conversation, he was kind of on some laughing about it type.
Yeah.
Like fuck that shit.
Kanan, he let him get it. You good, sit back. Yeah. But it also let me think like he's the oldest and she's in front.
Yeah.
Right.
So it could be one of them things where he just don't. But some guys have this thing where they don't believe women should be in charge. They don't believe women should succeed.
Yeah.
Women should just do this and that's that only thing. So I am curious to see that development happen and seeing where they go. But I'm focused on the uncle that we ain't talked about. Cause I feel like that's the one that's going to shock us the most. Because he seemed to be too cool to me.
The light skin, right? The younger brother.
Low.
The young one. Yeah.
And that's why I say I think he going to end up, he already hitting on the white girl talking about let me handle it. When they was in the club. Like, so it's like
5 minutes
already, she already telling, making problems with Rock. So, you know how dudes is with women. She could easily just be laying up in the bed with him and telling him like, hey, we can just do this thing without her,
Right.
That's all it take.
Right.
That's all it take.
Trying to break the family up.
Yeah, that's all it take.
All right, so I want to talk about the Shy now. And we can break this down however y'all want to break it down. Because this is the meat and potatoes I want to talk about.
Happened.
First of all, Y'all liking the season so far?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely better than the last season.
I think season 3 almost maybe not be a fan no more.
Yeah,
but I'm a big fan of
lost.
second chances with seasons.
I almost lost me.
One thing I want to touch on, like just starting out with the Shy, I want to touch on how they always bring the season in, like that very first that intro scene. Like I feel like the intro scene is arguably always the best scene.
Right, definitely.
They got the best song that's appropriate for that scene and the angles and just I just love how they bring the season in every time. It's like it's always a surprise thrown in there.
Right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I definitely would say this. Touching on something Quad said earlier, speaking of soundtracks, I didn't know that they actually was having soundtracks for that, but The Shy got arguably the best music hands down in any sitcom that's out right now. Any show, they got the best music.
Great.
I actually be wanting to like find. I go Google the song because it's just a vibe.
Yeah, they make good music.
They definitely have great music.
So what y'all think about the season so far, man?
This season is. I don't even want to say I'm emotionally attached to this season because I don't feel like I'm feeling the emotions the characters are going through this season, but it's still gripping. Just because of the storyline and Keisha with this baby and she going through all these motions and Emmett and Tiff and his daddy and Dom and it's just so much.
Yeah, so it's a lot there. It's a lot to digest.
So much happening.
It's kind of crazy. Like I think like last season, it was a lot of mess with no balance. But now the mess kind of has substance to it. Like it has direction and you can kind of follow it. So
I feel like last season. Say it again?
I said that's a great way to view it.
I feel like last season they was like just throwing paint on the wall and seeing what stuck.
Yeah, it
was
all
everywhere.
over the place and you couldn't.
And I still don't think they found nothing last year.
Yeah, they didn't.
The feedback was horrible. Me and you did reviews last year.
Nobody liked it.
We had to find stuff we liked, and we really did. We did some dive deeps. We did our reviews on each episode, damn near. So it was hard to find like a balance, like you said, of something you like. I liked the fact they was touching on black girls being taken and stuff. That is a real thing in America right now.
Yeah.
I like that, but then everything else I just didn't care for.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the politics in the church at the time.
But even with the black girls being taken, it had no depth. So it was like they was just bringing new subjects in. I don't know if it was a build up per se, but it was kind of hard to kind of accept a build up 3 seasons in when we've kind of grew to know Brandon and these stories that was already given. So I don't know if the stuff that happened behind the scenes kind of made.
I think season 3 was a challenge anyway because we got so used to Brandon. We all like this character. We wanted to see him progress.
Right.
So like you say, emotionally attached. You start that you got emotionally attached to him.
Yeah, it threw us
and
off.
his story because from the very beginning, he lost his brother already. So that already and then him just losing his girl and doing all that stuff.
Works and trying to get his food truck. He finally got his food truck running and.
But that's life.
Yeah.
So it also makes you like the Shy as well because a lot of stories is real.
Relatable, yeah.
Even with the Keisha thing, I'm not saying I wanted her to, but I wonder how we would feel if we did find like that she had got killed or something like happened to her.
Yeah.
Like how would the story have went then? Don't get me wrong, what happened to her was more movie like.
Yeah.
So it took some validity away from the Shy, but I like it just because I do like this new Keisha that we have where she's dealing with this baby and stuff like that. Like
it's not allowable like for things like for something like that to take place and she's able to come back and get a second chance at life.
Right.
So like that's kind of different from a TV show standpoint, but I do hope that the show does write in a part for her to take accountability for her actions that took place that led up to her being took because as she was 15, 16 at the time.
She just was real promiscuous.
Yeah, to be out at a bus stop that late at night by herself.
When she's supposed to be watching her brother.
That's what I'm saying. It was just so much. It was just so much going on. That
also, I want to just say, by no means am I saying she deserved to have that to happen.
Yeah,
because regardless of the life you live in, you still got your own choices to whether you want to do something or not. Correct. But sometimes the life you live can.
And that's why I said just accountability standpoint. I think it was a lot of being caught up in just she's been gone for so long, and we finally got a chance to have her back. It was no accountability ever for. What were you doing out there that night? Why were you not at home with your brother XYZ?
I wonder if there will be a scene where like a soliloquy or like a dialogue of that.
Yeah.
So this is where y'all gonna lose me at because yeah, I will say that personally, she does need to take accountability for what happened. But after going through something that traumatizing,
not
like
that
I don't
important.
feel like it's anybody's place to say, "Oh, well, you need to revisit exactly how you got to this point," because that's just gonna traumatize her all over again. You know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
I'm sure deep down inside, she probably, beat herself up all the time. Like,
Subconsciously,
if I would have never went here, if I would have never, did this night, this would have never transpired. But it did. So it's just like, I don't know if accountability is really a direction I would want to go with Keisha.
Yeah, but no, I mean, no, not so much as like for her, but for the show, like for the viewers, because a lot of viewers are caught into she was abducted, but it kind of took away from people seeing why she was abducted, what led up to that point. Like a lot of people aren't tuned in to any of that took place. Not saying anything for her necessarily, but for the show.
But like, you know what? Both bring up a good point because it already happened. I think the mom said something one time when she cause she has the kid, she has the baby now. The mom said something to her, and you could tell. I can't remember. It was something about what you gonna do when he acts.
Look like him.
Look like him.
When you start,
and that was the first time like it was really brought up that it happened.
Yeah.
And you see how that went.
Yeah.
But I can't see somebody really bringing that up and her letting that.
But that's another thing though. Like in a black household, we're scared to talk about things, and it's not. A lot of times it's we couldn't talk, but a lot of times like we're scared to talk or we don't have the ability to talk or say what's on our mind, like because a lot of times your parents are ready to listen and ready to be receptive to what's on your mind, but you're not giving them a chance to even take.
I don't know.
What
her
you're
mom
going through.
strike me as a mom that I know she mean well.
Yeah.
But she definitely don't know her kids.
Don't
at all.
And it's so funny because
talked about this, I think,
in the beginning, they well men, and she's done a great job making sure they well men, and she tries to give them the best, but she don't know her kids. Look at
the wife do better with the kids than her.
Well, she's more of a realist.
Yeah. Dre
but
just
at
like,
the same time, those not her kids.
Yeah,
so
she doesn't. Yeah, so she can't handle it.
You got it. Matter of fact, you got a son. Yeah. So it's like it's no other man that's gonna like really look out for your son the way you are. So like I said to George, your son gonna love George, and George's son gonna love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, boy, if they have issue with y'all, they might have an issue with you, but he don't have an issue with George. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like they look at her like an uncle. That's how they gonna look at her.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. So it's like
the parent gonna always get the short end of the stick because they just care a little too much.
Yeah.
It's your flesh and blood.
So it's kind of hard for them to kind of be understanding.
I like that portion of the writing because I think that's very accurate. Yeah. But I want to get into the mom. That's or not the mom. But I want to get into Keisha. I'm gonna let you run this one.
Go ahead. You want to
yeah, I want you to run this one.
So Keisha, she's a lot to unpack this season. Simply because she doesn't really she's not really sure about what she's doing. She's looking at this from a perspective of I want my child to have a good life, but I also don't want to be without my child. Like I see, all these things my family has around the house, and when I was a child, and I want to experience this with my own seed. I don't want somebody else to do that. So she's struggling with deciding on whether she's going to be capable of raising this child. Now she's also getting into this relationship, if you will, with this young man who works with her. So it's like I think Keisha's just starting to kind of get back into reality, but at the same time she's still not in her reality because she doesn't still traumatized, realize that like this is a whole human here. Like you're about to take care of a child that was the result of a traumatic experience. So,
right.
I like a lot how they brought her mom in to touch on that. Like you said, what are you gonna do when the child? Because that's a question a lot of people have, even when the father wasn't necessarily a pedophile, but maybe the mom and the dad don't get along, and the child started looking like the daddy, and the mama just started feeling some type of way. And I feel like that's a question that definitely needed to be asked.
Right.
So that's where they kind of tie in a little bit of reality to her situation and just kind of help other people that may be in this situation relate. But yeah, Keisha is a lot to unpack. I feel like she still really hasn't fully developed as character, though. To be honest with you, I feel like Keisha has a lot to do.
I think that the writer does just enough for the conversations to start. Mm-hmm. Not so much as putting it in the show. Like I was saying, like the writer should have put accountability in the show. I think I think it's so great to the point of where they put it out for us to have those conversations and viewpoints of, okay, well, what do you do when a father that you resent and the child start looking just like them, or your friend sleeps with your best friends, start a new relationship with your best friend, or with as for the LGBTQ community, you got this dude going on with this transgender woman. It's like not so much as like too deep into it, but it's scratching the surface of conversations that need to be had. Like even how you mentioned the abduction of the other women that wasn't moving the way Keisha was moving, or maybe they was. It doesn't say, but
I think that's what me and her touched on more last time. Just
it still matters that need to be talked about.
Absolutely.
But I definitely think, to her point, I think Keisha, and I hate to say it, it's gonna sound sad, but I think Keisha is more like filler in the Shy. Because the main attraction is the kids. Still.
Yeah, it's the kids.
Yeah.
Papa has a more developed character, than Keisha.
Yeah, but I hate how they've been downplaying Papa this season.
I would say, I think what you watch,
they've started putting him in more, but the first couple of episodes, Papa wasn't in that much.
Well, you got to think, you only get 60 minutes or something, so but you gotta build it up.
They done brought him back now, but in the beginning, around the time when Kevin was finding out,
well, not even finding out. You got to think in the beginning, she was on him still. He just wasn't giving her the attention she wanted.
Yeah, she was trying to organize that whole class walkout, and Jake was like, "I'm with
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. During those times, Papa wasn't really in the show. He's been in now.
That's fair. I see what he's saying. Because he wasn't really present. Like he was in there. They threw him in there like here and there, but he didn't really have a story.
You also got to think though. He don't go to the same school as them either.
This is also true.
So you gotta think they all still cool, but they split up. Remember, Jake followed him.
Yeah.
Jake followed his man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to get into that. I know it's a big jump, but I do want to get into that. I want to get into the Papa. I mean not Papa, but Jake.
Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And them that whole situation.
He shouldn't have did.
Yeah, Jake just that's sad.
I was gonna start with him not giving her attention first. Him not giving his girl attention first.
With
Kevin
yes. Not giving her attention?
Yeah, like, her supporting the things she was doing.
Listen,
but at the same time, relationships have to stop doing that. Sometimes, like, that was a situation he didn't believe in. So you can't really support something that you don't believe in. And it was like she was kind of forcing him. She was kind of forcing him to be supportive of something
you a rapper,
he didn't believe
right?
in.
You a rapper.
Yeah.
Who you think your biggest fan is?
Who?
I'm asking. I don't know. Who's your biggest fan?
Because I already know exactly where he's going with this question. And I was about to say,
if you talking to me, you gotta be my biggest fan.
Exactly.
I don't care. It ain't gonna work.
It don't matter what your stance is on it. If you with
that.
me, you gotta stand behind me. Because if you can't stand behind me on something that's minute as a class walkout, how am I gonna expect you to stand behind me on something huge like somebody racially profiling me or a guy inappropriately touching me?
I feel that standpoint, but I'm just speaking about like certain situations you all aren't going to agree on.
And this is true, but this is where compromise comes into play.
He wasn't doing none of that.
Compromise. Yeah, he wasn't doing none of that. It was just like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, my man was really just like, yeah, I'll holler at y'all.
Yeah,
whatever.
I do this. I ain't got time.
Fuck out
here. He definitely could have did more. For sure.
And she really begged and pleaded for
she
that
gave
attention.
him multiple opportunities.
And the funny thing, I don't think she even looked at. I'm not saying we still gonna unpack it. I'm not saying she was right, but I don't think she even looked at Jake that way until he asked her, and she was like,
he started being in that way. Yeah, I think like in that part.
Let me ask you a question real quick before you say it. Have you ever had to force somebody that you really care for to support you?
Nah, because I don't.
So we probably ain't gonna know how she feel until you have to do that.
Nah, I mean, I done had situations where people don't pull up the video shoots and shit like that. But I mean,
I'm saying like, have you ever had somebody that you care for just not support you, and you're like, damn, what I gotta do? Because she tried a lot of stuff in the beginning to try to get him to.
I feel what you're saying, but see, I was kind of weary to it at the point, like coming from where y'all coming from. I actually see everything that y'all saying and kind of 100% get it and agree, but like you said, I'm a power fan to the Fanatics. So like with the Shy, these certain episodes, like when all this was going on, is kind of vague. But as you speak on it, I can kind of remember it a little stronger about what you're saying about she was trying to get him to help, and he wasn't fooling with it.
So,
because even when y'all was just like they don't go to the same schools no more, I was like, damn, they don't go to the same schools no more. Like,
Jake
it's
and
kind of
Kevin
vague.
in that
they meet up at
private
a
school,
spot,
whatever.
which is most time where they at. But for the most part, no.
Yeah,
Papa kind of he really doing his own thing. Honestly, he was honestly doing his own thing. Most of his stuff was with Maisha.
Yeah. Papa's arguably my favorite character.
Yeah,
he's the most
like
mature one out of all of them.
Yeah.
I like Papa.
He brings so much balance to like every situation.
When you look at the development of all of them, though, it's like I did expect Kevin to have this major development, and it just stopped. Yeah. But that's kind of like how real life is. You know what I'm saying? You know how you're younger, this person like they put him in the forefront, and they're supposed to be like the next thing, and then you go to high school, middle school, and high school, and like
that's life.
You just shoot past that person, like and everything, height, just smarts, sports, all that stuff. I seen them doing that with Kevin now. Yeah. And I don't know why, but I just see it. Everybody's maturing except him, even Jake. And I know like we might give Jake this shit for doing that, but I look at it like this way. I'm not saying he's right. I don't agree with that. I feel like if it's your man, off limits. That's how I am. But at the same time, you talking about somebody who the first 3 seasons didn't care about women, treat them like whatever. And then now he finally getting that side where he care about somebody.
But I mean, he was treating her like whatever too at the same time.
Not no more.
Yeah, not no more.
Yeah, he going
She's
to get
changing
advice.
though.
He trying to do
he's maturing.
Get flowers and stuff. Like what?
Yeah.
So that point that Kevin had to mature and like he didn't step and do that, but this man is doing it. I don't agree with the choices, you know what I'm saying? But
I think Kevin was comfortable.
And you do that as a teenager
because
you think
you kind of done did everything that you can do with this person at this age, and you kind of feel like, hey, you love me, I love you. We kind of locked in.
But you know what's funny? Like you think about even from the first season, even on down, like out of the group, Kevin was the one the girls liked all the time. Like he was a young, pretty one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And as they're growing now, like he kind of lame. Yeah, Kevin's kind of lame. Yeah, he kind of lame. Even the girl that he liked don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of lame. Hate to say it like that.
She did.
He's thirsty though.
He is
like,
he's as hell.
Like, bro, you left 2 voicemails.
Hey, he tripping though, bro.
Like, don't even double text.
Like Jimmy, you dead to me.
I'm not gonna lie, Jimmy's a pretty girl though.
Yeah, man, she dead.
Yeah, she's a pretty girl.
She's dead.
It's blown. I'm with Jaquad on that one because this is blowing my mind that he's even trying to get her back. Like at this point, no.
It's nothing to even talk about.
That's my man. It's a rap,
right?
Like, but the funny thing, I can get cool with my man again. I ain't gonna lie, I can't.
That's what I
know. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
How? Why and how? Like you can't trust neither one of them.
Because you a man. Can't say that. You gonna like this like you ain't did nothing that is not in your nature to do.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this.
Your homeboy,
they
girl,
both
that's not
supposed to be
nature.
loyal to him.
Yeah.
And that's his man. It's not like it's some dude you just know you see right now, and that's his man.
I can understand both perspectives.
But I will say he did tell her to tell him. Yeah. I give him that much credit. He told her to tell
look, I can understand both perspectives. Like some people will sit around and go to their grave being mad about some shit like that, and some people would be like, "Man, you still my dog."
You just said Jim was dead to you.
Jim was dead. I'm talking about
that's what she's talking about. She's trying to say like, what's the like? How can your man not be dead, but the women be dead?
All right, just like if you caught your home, like some girls will be cool with their homegirl again.
Never.
Some girls will.
Absolutely not.
Probably not you, but some girls will though.
Who show me these bitches? Cause I want to know.
It's a different world. Like, man. Hey, it's a different world. Like,
first off, it's just principle. Like,
it's a different world.
And one of my homegirls, especially one of my closest friends, my sister Shantisi. These are my 2 closest friends. My sister Shantisi, Lisanya. Any one of them ever sleep or attempt to sleep with somebody that I have dealings with, or I'm seeing, or in a relationship with, or whatever you may have, like all of them dead to me. Like just like you said, they're all dead. Like I can't, because I can't.
We living in a world where you can be with one sister, and the other sister. This sister probably don't know, but this sister do know and won't tell this sister. That's the world we live in. How you think Future did? It's the world we live in.
I don't hang around these type of individuals. If I do, they doing a good ass job of hiding who they are.
It's a new generation.
I wouldn't doubt it, but I'm not.
It's a new generation.
I'm sure it happens. Like,
so you think it's unfair though? It's unfair that
yes,
that Jake can be forgiven, but Jimma can't. Well, Kevin, he forgave both of them. It seemed like, but he still liked Jim. Obviously, you could tell by how they was talking.
Man, it's over with, man.
No, I couldn't.
Ain't
I
really
wouldn't even be able to
coming
look
back.
at her the
Ain't
same.
no
Like,
coming, and I think that'd be the most important part. Like, you gotta let a dude be able to see you with all the fairy tale shit. Like, you know how when a dude see you as, girl, I'm crazy about you, you can't do no fucking wrong. But once you get that light, that shit is over with, man. You might as well just go and move on, because you just a regular girl to him from that point. You no longer that angel that he thought you were.
Well, obviously, it's a little different because they're kids. So I'll be considered, I guess, his first heartbreak or whatever the case may be. So I think that happens to anybody. That's just, they young. I want to make sure that's clear. They young, so I'm not going that in depth into that.
Yeah, you right.
I really want to go more in depth into the Emmett joint, but
man, Emmett fucked.
Emmett is.
Can I? You a woman?
First off, I ain't doing an open relationship. Okay, if we can't be together and you can't be with just me, then we not together. Man, we can go. We could be dating.
He talked to Will Smith about that.
We could be unexclusively dating, but we're not in. I don't know what an open relationship is. Like, me and my friends are in open relationships, so we see other people, but my man.
So as my friend, that's funny. As a woman, could you see where she may have been coming from? I'm only saying that with regard to the fact that I guess he must have cheated all this time, whatever, and feeling like she needed to get back. That's what it looked like to me.
So that's some Tiff or either some Chicago type stuff right there. Because first off,
certain cities do have their coaches.
I'm a realist. If my man can't stop cheating on me, that's not my man. It's just that's her man and her man and her man and her man is not my man. So I'm not gonna sit here and make a proposition with you to make me feel more comfortable and more secure in a relationship that you already supposed to make me feel comfortable.
But
and
do
secure.
you feel like a part of her already wanted him and wanted?
They
to
kept showing.
Oh, absolutely.
They kept showing it.
She definitely was already interested.
That was the only.
She wanted to do that anyway. She just needed to be pushed to do it.
She did.
That's why it's so hard to bring her back from.
That happens a lot. People, I think they be trying to be faithful and they look for the first way out.
Yeah, and they look.
Oh, you text the person, I bet they go over there.
I think for her, even though we didn't get a significant backstory on Tiff, like I think for her thing was like he was really all she knew. Emmett was what she knew. They had a kid together. They probably been dealing with each other for a long time. Like this is what she knew.
But she was dealing with old boy.
Spank them John folk.
Oh my God! Prove this.
But she was dealing with some other.
But they
dude,
had
remember?
conversations. They had conversations and stuff like they had already had dealings and stuff.
Nah, he was trying to get with her. He was trying to get with her every time. He never.
But
he had literally like, a couple scenes before that. They had just said like, "You bored?"
Like it's.
And I feel like she was bored.
Yeah, it is. She was.
Even when he wasn't cheating.
Yeah. It was that.
When was he not cheating?
No, I'm saying like
before she knew.
The last one he did was what was the girl? I don't call Lala. What's her name in that show?
Dom.
Yeah.
So last season he knocked it down.
That shit.
He ain't
so
cheated since then, but she's been bored.
Like I'm saying, look at that's another situation. That man daddy with that woman.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I ain't doing the daddy and the son, okay?
Man,
I'm doing just the daddy.
Crazy,
but
and look, you know, like not saying most dudes are like that, but Emmett was in a situation where he knew he had slept and wasn't even speaking on the shit. You know what I'm saying? So you have situations like that a lot of times with sisters. Like you've been caught this sister, but it was on some y'all wasn't dating. You know how them flings be. You ain't telling nobody about your flings.
Mm-hmm. I never had a sisterly fling. You lived a better life than me.
You end up catching.
Catching what? Finish that sentence.
You end up catching another sister, and then the other sister been unseen, and it's like, damn, y'all done already did what y'all done did now. So it's like, what's the point of even bringing it up?
I definitely would say, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard stuff about that even in the city. So I just hit my stuff. It's not. I don't know if it's a Chicago thing, but it's a thing. It's a thing.
This shit happens.
Hey man, it's a crazy world.
No, my friends be doing that. They good at hiding shit like that. Cause
that's
I ain't
what
never
I'm saying. That's how it
talk to your
happens.
sisters,
but
man. You know what I'm saying?
You never know people
that's how it
of.
happens. You know, your girl tell you she got 3, she got 15, and you know that 12 that's missing.
I'm sick. All right, J. Cole Jr.
Man, I'm just keeping it honest, man. But we gotta be honest about it.
If I say I got 3 bodies, I got 3 bodies. Don't.
But generally speaking though, you know, a lot of people are knock off. You know, shit, Lil John around the corner don't count. You know, you just was trying to get some free weed that night. You know, I'm serious. That shit be crazy.
You're a wild dude, bro.
Crazy. I'm serious, man.
That's a different type of low though. Let's just revisit what he said, because if women are really out here having sex for weed,
Man, it's a different world.
that is a real
No,
low.
that's definitely a thing. They definitely is. And giving head for weed. Yeah, definitely.
But can't you just get weed on credit? Never mind. Just go.
Credit.
Next.
The head is the credit. I still want the money afterwards. That's a down payment. I'm playing. Just give me next time.
Oh my god, y'all! Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's the reality.
Oh my god!
So obviously, me personally, I want to talk about this scene because this scene has been floating around for a minute, and we can get to all your notes. I promise. But I
we
definitely talk about
already
this scene.
touching it.
Okay,
we
cool.
It.
I ain't even looking at it. I just wanted to go through.
She ain't had no checklist. So
Let me tell you. I'm gonna ask you, Quad. All right, so. No, I'm not gonna ask you because he really got a girl for us. I don't want him to think about it. He might get mad. Don't break my equipment.
Yeah, don't get me.
Do you expect? Let's say you go out, you cheat on not cheat. Let's say you go out and have sex with another man. You expect to come home to another man and get eggs the way you like them in the shower? I can't. Even,
What happened? Oh, you saying she said she gonna hurry up and come home and take a shower? What she said?
Did you watch the episode?
What episode?
She went.
She
She was
got
drunk.
home, man.
She
took
called
a
him and
shower.
said, and my man is in the background talking. You know what I'm saying? So he know that she got piped down that night. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? He ran her a shower and made her eggs the way she like it. That's some sucker. He's a sucker.
He's whack, man. He talking about some. They probably get you, but they don't make your eggs. What?
They better make them because I ain't making that shit.
So no.
She came home to the end of the house, bro.
Somebody told me that ain't nothing wrong with that. Somebody just trying to get his wife back.
Wife back.
She gone. She at that point you're gone.
Bro,
she called him and said, "Hey, look, I ain't coming home."
Hey, look, you basically begged her to come home, and she's on the phone with another dude in the background, and you yelling through the phone.
But
nah,
he agreed to that. He did. He agreed to the open relationship, and at that point, that's where
he was a sucker from that point.
Yeah, he was a sucker from the get go. There's no way.
But
the night she left out and we did that, it was over. I mean, it was over. I'm sorry.
Like, they cannot keep calling me.
Yeah,
But like honestly, I feel like he only agreed to that because of the pressure of her finding out about Don. Like he was so anxious about that situation.
But he should have just let her go then.
He should have. But I think he agreed to it thinking that she wasn't gonna do it again.
Yeah.
I don't think he agreed to it thinking she was really gonna be going messing with this man like every day.
That boy signed his life away then.
And I know he definitely thought that since his mom had got caught cancer that she was gonna stay.
Yeah.
Wrong. I'm
Since I
drunk.
even asked about
Can't drive.
Hey,
cause why couldn't he just pick up?
shout on demon time.
She's out of pocket.
She's on demon time.
And
she not even. The thing is, she's enjoying it. She's not even doing it to hurt him, so he can't even look for sympathy because she ain't even doing it with ill intention. She's enjoying her partner.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's like.
So at that, if I'm saying at that point, it's like you can't get it back. She's got to come back or she gone. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't want it back. Just me personally, it's an ego thing with me. I'm sorry, but
you'll never ever get your chick back.
So I'm gonna just speak from a woman's perspective, like as far as cheating. Like when men cheat, y'all cheat for a more physical experience. Let's just be clear. Y'all cheat because y'all want that feeling. Y'all like that new whatever you getting in or whatever like that. When women cheat, usually we down to the last straw. Let's just be clear. When we cheat, we usually down to the last straw. We done gave you as many chances as we could give you, and now we at the point where we ready to find somebody that's gonna do what we need them to do. So we usually cheat with emotion, and we get more tied into what we're doing. And
that's how it used to be.
And
it's a little different. It's a little bit different.
You think it's a little different? I don't think it's a little different at all.
You're a real woman though.
Hey,
real woman, it's a little different.
Yeah, it's different now.
For me,
so you probably don't surround yourself with the women we talking about. Because birds of a feather flock together.
I hang around that.
So but y'all probably off from the same breed. I get you. It's probably a girl you probably don't rock with, and it's probably the reason why you probably don't know that she like that. And she is.
Hey, it's raw.
I'm trying to. No pun intended, but it's wild. It's raw. I'm telling you. So just to put that in more clear context, you wouldn't be Emmett.
No.
Never say never. Now I don't want you out here looking like crazy.
No. I would never in my life.
How can y'all give me how do y'all what's y'all take on that? Like how do you view that whole situation right now?
You got some dudes out here like Will Smith that sign up for that kind of shit, and I could never do that. I'm gonna use Will Smith for example. You know, and if it goes viral and the world see it, you know, Will Smith needs to know, like, bro, you signed your death wish from day one. Like, you can't come in like trying to be the girl that was Pop Woman. You tried.
What?
That was Pop Woman.
Why you?
He's a New York cat, so I know me saying Pop gonna kind of ruffle his feather a little bit.
Nah, I ain't about New York. I told you I like real rappers. That's all.
I'm saying that was Pop Woman though, bro. Jada.
Okay.
She still posts that man to this day. Still crazy about him to this day.
Well, we know she ain't smashing, so.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. But like,
so what we supposed to do? I mean, they fell in love. What we supposed to do? Not mess with her?
Yeah, stay out of the way, bro. If you know her heart gonna always be somebody else's, just
with a man that's dead.
I'm straight.
I would assume he feel like she gonna go with it at some point. I feel like Jada Pinkett do it now for social media. I think y'all read into that way too much.
Man, it's 30 years later, man.
But what she got going on?
What you mean?
What does she have going on? Tell me the last 5 things she been in the media for.
Entanglement.
Shit, she got a red table talk.
Entanglement. Does she use that for entanglement? Red table talk.
Entanglement. That's all she need.
That's what I'm saying. So it's all for attention.
I watched Wu like every other day.
97.
Yeah, man.
I was in second grade that came out.
You know, but man, I don't know, man. We're just different, man.
Yeah.
We're just different. I would have never signed up for anything like that. Not ever in life.
So I would say, like, this isn't like anything surprising to me. Like, I've met people from all different walks of life, you know, from my military background, and they have, like, they're into some crazy shit, or at least what we would consider to be crazy. You know, like, we raised here in the South, like, stuff is just pretty black and white. You know, either you're straight, you're gay, you're in a relationship, not in a relationship. Like, we don't do all that open relationship.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do
that marriage shit ain't real love though.
You know what I'm saying? Like
marriage.
I mean that that marriage shit in the army ain't real love. In the military, ain't
what's going on with you? You selling out sisters today, and now you selling out military wives. What's going on?
Man, motherfucker be mad in 5 months, man.
Yeah, it's a business deal.
That's what I know. That ain't
every
nobody
time.
Said that ain't real
most
love.
Cases, in most cases, it is contractual, but there are instances where
Man, the motherfucker signed that paper looking for a wife.
You stupid in a Camaro. Let me ask you a question.
It's an extra check.
You ain't get married in the military? You want the extra money? Oh, she did.
So, just so we're clear, I
did?
got married after the military, and no, it was not for the extra money.
Oh, okay.
Because I was already doing pretty decent. So.
Quiet.
Like, you don't...
But would you have did it?
No, you don't get that much. Like, so y'all gotta look at it from this perspective. Like, a lot of people that join the military had nothing.
Yeah.
Like, they have nothing before they... Like, I came from a regular middle class family. You know what I'm saying? So, my family, we had cars and clothes. I get shoes and buy candy and go to the skating rink. I experienced things as a child. You know, I went on vacation and stuff. Whereas a lot of the people that joined the military, like, they came from places where they literally didn't have nothing.
Things,
so when you say, oh, well, if you get married, we're going to cut you an extra $1,000 check a month. They're like, oh,
so in military,
another $1,000? Like, I'll do it, you know?
Is
like,
it safe to say the military getting married like giving a poor kid that's in school a loan, like one of them loans? They said like,
I wouldn't even call it a loan.
you might have your Pell Grant, but they be like, if you can get $2,500 extra dollars, if you just sign that.
Basically, I mean,
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Because if you throw money in the poor person's face, and they just sign something, they're probably gonna do it.
But yeah, you know, just to put emphasis on that, all military marriages aren't fake.
They're not.
I ain't saying that at all. I ain't saying that if a motherfucker in the military offer to marry
trying to protect his
protect
military
the
ties
chick.
now.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying?
About that friend you got now, ain't it? Yeah.
No, man, no. But I'm just saying. But a lot of motherfuckers in the military marry your ass in 4-5 months. Like, get the shit.
I absolutely said. Listen,
just keep
y'all don't get me started on the stuff I see in the military, the relationships, baby.
I wanted to ask about the Emmett and Tiff thing because somebody mentioned something to me and they said they had an argument or something, and I forgot what the question was. It was a really dope question. I wanted to have your perspective on it, but I know in the midst of the question we started to talk about whether or not people settle, and I don't want y'all opinions on that.
Yeah, I don't settle, but people definitely settle.
The world now, the internet and shit.
And that's exactly what I was talking with that.
You said at one point married, right? Something like
right.
that. Would you say you settled then?
Absolutely not. So people tend to introduce themselves. I don't know if y'all ever heard the saying, but people tend to introduce themselves with their representative. So for years and years, you may only know the representative. You only know the person that they're presenting to you in that time. And then it could take one event, two events, or they just wake up on the wrong side of the bed one day and now they're showing you the person that they really are. And that was kind of my situation. You know, we started out, we was really in love, you know, families loved each other, you know, we was talking all, it was a great relationship, but it just, you know, it ended up, you know, going bad. Even right now, we're cordial. We're very cordial. Like, we don't hate each other. We communicate, you know, when it's necessary, which usually is not necessary. But it's possible for things to just not work out. And that was that, you know, specific situation. I actually forgot where I was going with the rest of that.
But that's why, as a man, though,
go quiet.
I often tell females, like, all that getting a man know where you want to spend the rest of his life in 1 year, man, please, motherfucker, fake it 2 or 3 years before you finally know who you dealing with. So it's like, it's no way possible to really, you know what I'm saying, be down on your knees trying to marry a person that soon, because you never really know who you with. And that's why they say a lot of relationships don't last that first year of marriage, because you're comfortable. You've reached the goals of what you wanted to get, and you started to meet this person that you didn't know, and then like, nah, this ain't that.
You made a good point. I don't cut you off, but
go ahead, because I feel like you probably about to ask what I was
gonna say. But the scene that they only 11 months in, and that scene they had with the dude was like, he pretty much was trying to like, yo, you want to meet backstage and something like that. Yeah. But he was saying stuff, and it's like, yeah, but I never had it happen before. But you see a lot of movies where it happen, like some people are joking, but their jokes is like it's hitting for real. So when he started saying something about his girl, and she really fucking somebody else right now. Yeah. That shit hit a little different, you know what I'm saying?
And they within that 1 year, because he was saying like they never last. None of his marriages made it past a year.
Yeah, right. And as far as settling, what she held, I guess they didn't last, because she said she wasn't gonna let go of that open marriage, and you know he was trying to make. He was like, "Shit, we ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna be there."
I'm in settling because all right. So people will say something like, people will say like,
"No, I was gonna get into that, but I just wanted to touch that before I went into it."
Okay.
But as far as settling. I don't feel. I feel like middle class people or lower class people, whatever you want to, you know, I make sure I don't say poverty stricken and nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? But
they get crazy out
poor.
But like this class of people are looking at 8-figure people, 9-figure people, and looking at their lifestyles and feeling like if my dude can't do this, that, and the third, then he can't be my dude. If you get with somebody who can't, like, you're not even supposed to be looking at.
I get you. You give me Kevin Samuel.
To exactly what building he be in when he meet these type of bitches. Because I never take me to the exact building with the exact. Man,
talk to him quiet. Talk to him quiet.
Man, this shit is strange out here, man. Like, I'm trying to tell you, man. Like, this shit is strange, man. But for real, like. It's just it be unrealistic desires. You want a dude that's 22 years old to be paying for your nails, paying for your food, own place, own car, XYZ. Who the hell at 22 years old really is doing all those things?
You?
Well, when I was 19 and my little boo was 22.
Talk to the mic. Man, talk to the mic. You were doing that 22?
Man, no,
didn't you have BMW?
Yeah, I did, man. But I just, you know,
talk about it.
But I still had things I was working on. I still wasn't gonna be doing all that at that age, 22.
So you ain't paying anybody else at 22?
Shoot, at 22.
At 22, nah, I wasn't in a relationship at 22, so I wasn't.
So you paying for a lot of nails then?
I wasn't paying for nothing. I wasn't paying for nothing, never ever. I'm married now, man. I can't speak on that kind of stuff, man. I can't. But man, man.
No, he was lying, but yeah, go ahead.
Man, look, man.
So I feel like a 22-year-old is perfectly capable of paying for nails and hair. Like,
no, not just that.
I get what you're saying.
I'm speaking about everything. Going out to eat, dates every week, paying for everything, paying for all the bills, XYZ. It's impossible for a 22-year-old to be doing it.
I won't say it's impossible, but
not impossible.
I get you. Not
impossible, but for the norm of people, the black community at 22, you're not doing all those things.
I get what you're saying.
At 22, you're either
So at
if
20,
you went to a 4-year college. Let's say you just went to a 4-year college. You're just now getting ready to graduate at 22.
so I know we said we're gonna really touch on this with you because you're married, but let's just think back to when you was 22. So at the tender age of 22, Jaquad, were you not capable of paying your bills, owning that BMW you drove, paying for a female to go out to eat and get her nails and hair?
Were you capable?
That
Of the question.
It sounds like a lot,
Were you
but
capable?
it's really not a lot. And this is me in no way, shape, or
I ain't
form
talking
saying that a man has to do this.
Man.
This is just me really inquiring because at 22, I had a man doing all that. Like, and he was the same age as me. Like, it didn't seem like a lot at the time because he was making good money, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in Augusta, man, an average job at 22, man, we're just going to say you making $13, $14 an hour at 22. It ain't realistic. Do the math on it.
I don't know, because these young... Never mind.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta be scamming and doing XYZ at that age to be doing all that.
It's possible.
So the only reason
But
why
I
I
get what
don't
you're
agree,
saying.
like I'm having a real hard time agreeing with him on this, only because when I got hired at Verizon, I was 26, but most of the people there was younger than me, like 22, 23. Like, we was making a significant amount of money at Verizon, you know, and these people was making the same amount of money as me, like, you know, $60,000, $70,000 a year at 22, 23 years
that's
old.
fine.
You know what I'm saying? So
Game didn't change,
like,
huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
Like,
I ain't gonna
it's-
either.
I ain't know
and
nothing
I
about
ain't
that.
know
I feel like that's even
I was-
better than we was doing.
I was thinking 28,000, 30,000 a year.
22 shit.
That's like,
Hey.
I gotta start working at commission, baby. Like, I don't work a job if I can't
Hey,
get no
Verizon,
commission,
hey,
okay?
Verizon turned up, man.
I work a job if I get no
$60,000
commission check.
Parents
You
don't
know
make
me up.
that, man.
Listen,
Yeah,
the
67.
money rolls in, but
Shit,
like,
I would have found it the extra 30 to make 100K. Shit,
but what's
I
even more interesting about that though is I would look at them, you know, and I would always say like, man, if I was y'all age, you know,
Yeah.
making this kind of money I'm making, y'all making right now, like my whole life, you know, would have been completely different. Like I would have had a head start. I would have invested in this, did that, and that. And they just looking at me like, girl, I'm going to the club tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
But you did have a head start though.
I mean, yeah.
Cause when you was 22, you had the dude that was, you know, doing
No,
that.
man,
You know what I'm saying? So you could have been, you know.
I thought he was going to go into the military. He told me, dude.
Same thing.
You were ready to pay for your hair, push you through school and shit. You know, they didn't put girls
I
through
ain't
school.
saying
either.
put me
Yeah.
through school now.
Yeah,
No,
man.
hair and nails is just not that. It's not.
But nah,
a lot.
like-
It's not.
But nah, just about the settling thing though, I don't feel like people really be think people just have unrealistic desires.
Well, I said I think that people look at the word as a bad thing when you say you settle for somebody.
Right.
But when it comes down to it,
being
sometimes
content.
that's just how it is. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
you-
I don't know. It don't sound appealing. But somebody say, "Oh, I asked them to marry me," and they said yes.
Yeah. But
The person that said yes,
Yes.
settled for you.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have married somebody else.
true, I mean,
You chose them, but they settled for
Yeah,
you.
in a perspective. I
In my
feel what you're
opinion.
saying.
So this means that all married women are settling. Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah, but I'm not
All
saying,
right,
I'm not saying
all
in a
right.
negative
So
sense
tell
though.
me that if I propose and goddamn,
The man not settling if he proposed.
what act do you want? We've been talking about Will Smith, so Will Smith proposed and I proposed.
What act do I want as far as like the type of person I would be more inclined?
I'm saying Will Smith, the rich ass Will Smith that he is, and I'm just a regular quad, and I
Preach.
propose. If I propose, me and middle class Will Smith propose, who you gonna say yes to?
Neither.
You gonna say,
Like,
motherfuckers taking Will Smith
I-
right
I
now.
would-
See,
I would absolutely
hey, look,
play that benefit.
see, look,
I would
hey,
play
look.
that to my benefit.
Hey,
like,
look, either you just that old school,
no.
or you capping today.
No, but you know what? I'm looking at it from this perspective. Because first off, if I got Will Smith chasing me and I'm still entertaining a commoner, that means
Yeah.
that I really, really like that commoner. So that
Yeah.
means that there's something there more than what they can do for me financially.
You settle.
That's making me continue to
You
entertain
settle
them.
for the commoner.
Yeah.
That's not settling if I'm into the commoner, because
I know-
I ain't into Will Smith, but I know Will Smith can provide me with nice things, so I'm gonna go over here and get these nice things. But I still have this tie to this other person over here because I have more of a genuine connection with this person. You see what I'm saying?
But half
You
the
settle
time,
for that connection.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a bad thing
Yeah.
though. I think
But-
they can settle like
but,
as if
but like Maine is saying settling is being viewed as something bad, but settling is finding happiness in what somebody is providing and not steady trying to make it more. Like, okay, this person doesn't have Will Smith's money, but they do everything else the right way. So let me be like, I'm gonna find happiness in that versus
So I get exactly what y'all trying to do with settling, but I'm about to Google the word real quick because
So-
y'all
so
having me question
I
everything.
did it. When I first brought it up to somebody, they didn't believe me either. All it says is reach an agreement. When you say yes, you agree to marry the person.
Yeah, it just compromise.
This
So
is
you
true.
settle. I'm not saying
settlement.
it's a bad
That's
thing.
true.
All I'm saying is you do it. But like traditionally, you pick, you choose. So unless you're talking 2, 3, 4 women, I don't know. But you've been with somebody for a long time, you choosing to marry them.
Yeah.
Once they say yes, they settle.
Yeah, but
When
men don't really
when you sue somebody, it's a settlement.
Yeah.
They want to go to court, they settle. Well, you want $5,000. I don't agree with that. Let's go to court. We're gonna settle out of court.
Basically.
I want to marry you. You said yes. Let's go settle. We married.
So the reason why I'm having a hard time grasping this whole concept is because I know traditionally people would say that the man chooses the woman.
He can settle
the woman
too.
doesn't get to choose the man because there's so many options out here for the man. It's like, well, I can pick her, and I get to choose who I want to marry, not the other way around. So I'm trying to figure out how can the woman be settling when she's the one that has to wait to be chosen.
So let's make it clear. I'll make it clear. Everybody settles.
Well, you're right.
That's what
Everybody
You're
settles.
right.
Yeah,
Let me just,
I mean,
just
that's what I
back
wanna
off
say
of
for
that.
you.
'Cause
Yeah,
y'all-
everybody
it's-
settles.
Yeah, because
It's
we
the
don't want to make it a
context of
gender
which-
thing. We don't
yeah,
want to make
it's-
it a gender thing.
It's the context of which you presented the term.
But
that
even
made
still,
me
if
think
he got 7 women he liked and he say I'm marrying her, he settled for her.
Yeah.
That's when he agreed to marry. It's just that's settle. I know the words sound bad. I know it sounds
you make
bad.
me sick
But
because you do stuff
no,
like this.
it has a
So
connotation.
controversial.
It got a negative connotation on it
Exactly.
that makes you automatically
Exactly. Here we go,
see
Tip.
it as bad, but it ain't.
Look, he was waiting on his
Hey,
get back.
he
I
reversed
knew
it,
he was
ain't
waiting
it?
on
All
it.
day.
He
All
was
day.
studying it. I knew it.
Yeah,
I
man.
knew it.
Impeccable.
Negative connotation. Get out of here, quiet.
Impeccable, man. Impeccable.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
But I want to finish this stuff with the shadow. Like,
Don't pay me no mind.
I'm thinking about it. So, what's your overall thought of the mom, Keisha's mom, and their relationship? Because they have kind of turmoil going on too. And let's take the whole dynamic of it out. So you got Kevin who's going through what he's going through, Keisha who's going through what she's going through, and now the mom going through what she's going through. So how is anybody in that house getting proper attention from the family or proper support from the family when they all going through like major lifetime?
I think that's
scenarios.
why siblings are so important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times parents aren't as hands-on and as vocal, and as you mentioned earlier, she doesn't really know her kids as much as she should. But siblings kind of know more than anything because they're kind of witnessing everything. They're kind of there for everything.
Right.
They're covering for each other, X, Y, Z. So I think that the relationship between Kevin and Keisha is kind of therapeutic for the household in terms of the siblings getting the kind of love and attention that they need because they can talk to each other. You know, how you ran up on him was like, man, who you a date? Me or Jake? You know, and like just to be able to just have that laugh and that talk and that conversation, you know, amongst siblings, like I think that's why siblings is important.
Yeah, absolutely. But not only, I feel like as far as the mom, like I feel like she's never really paid attention to them.
She ain't
like,
there.
if you think like just back to the first season, like Kevin never went to his mom for anything. Like he went to Brandon when he had an issue. He went to Brandon, you know, and then the season after that he went to Emmett, and then you know the season after that now he's talking to Keisha or he go to Papa. She's
too caught up in herself to be a mama.
Right.
Damn.
Like even when the stuff was going on with the with her wife, she all in the bar.
Yep.
Like your daughter is going through some like
that's a great point.
she's going through some big shit right now, and like
Your son is too. He's drinking. He's getting high. He ain't 16, 14, something like that.
Yeah, your son's going.
That's not normal.
He's going through some turmoil. Like he going through this type of situation where he
My man coming home drunk.
Yeah, he going through like one of those things that it's like a dude then swung on the teacher and then hit the teacher in the classroom. Like this is one of those sit down. We need to have a conversation right now and really figure out what's going on.
Definitely.
If not, it's going to go. You know, it's going to become a fire that we can't put out. And it's like she's so caught up in what could be going on with her wife. She all at the bar having first nights and stuff.
I wanted to bring this up. I just thought about it. You funny as hell. He still mad with that first night.
Surely go wrong with that.
Are you more upset that she cheated, or are you more upset that she cheated on the first night?
Both on.
I mean, cheating is a thing, but damn, the first night, man. The first night, like you don't know this lady from a can of paint. This ain't even nobody you went to school with. They just came over there and sat beside you and said,
Pull up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It just went down.
Yeah, it was wild.
I don't even think they talked since then. It ain't show.
She's feeling guilty. She
like,
she can't revisit that.
That was a wild.
Right
that was a wild night, man. That was a wild night. What they say, he ain't make you sin.
I ain't heard that.
That was a wild night, man.
Trying to think if I missed anybody character wise. Emmett mom. I don't know. I feel like she's
Jada,
and I like that character. I liked her. I hate that what's going on,
Yeah,
but
with the council.
she got a very small role this season. I feel like they could.
Yeah, it's kind of.
What do y'all think?
it's
y'all
small,
think
but
that's
it's
gonna,
impactful because of the way
help.
that it impacted
it's going
Dre
yeah.
and
But it's going to really
relationship.
affect Emmett a lot.
And
council
Emmett,
situation.
right.
It hit home for me. I lost 2 aunties to cancer, and I seen that process of chemo and radiation coming out, and they're trying to fight, and it looks like they're getting better. Then it takes a turn for the worse after it said it was over. Thought they found the cancer. Cancer comes back, XYZ. So it's like, it's kind of, it hits home, and I feel that for him as a child, he ain't a child, he older than them, but still just trying to figure out stuff for yourself, and then having to go through that along with everything else that, just day-to-day type stuff, your girl out here thotting,
What's up with you, man?
He go hit the points,
Yo,
man.
but Quad, hey, if it's about a woman,
y'all funny, man.
yeah, Quad might be a smooth rough Kevin Samuels. I ain't gonna lie.
Chill, man.
You might be. I'm gonna have to. You been around Cooks?
Don't
been around
put
Cooks?
that title on,
Oh,
man.
my
Don't
God.
put that title on.
You been around Cooks?
Nah, man, because they really been, they really been on Cooks, man. I don't want to be in that category. I love my sisters. I love y'all. You
Yeah,
feel
say
me?
that.
A lot of y'all be tripping, but I love y'all.
Boy, I don't know
real.
now.
Nah, I'm gonna be clear now, but I love y'all. Love y'all to death, for real. I never step outside of y'all, be with anything outside of y'all, no nothing. I love y'all. I'm gonna be clear.
Man,
I like
black,
that.
carry black, all of that. Hey.
I missed anything with the shot? I don't know if I skipped over anything.
I would say the only thing I probably would have touched on was the whole Trig and Imani situation with the homeboy.
I be forgetting about Trig.
And
Yeah, let's talk about that.
With the
Let's talk
homeboy,
about
they
that.
fell out. I don't know why they fell out.
because he figured out that Imani was.
Boy told him
transgender.
at first, and he been acting
Well,
funny ever since. He moved
and
funny
he started
since then.
acting funny. And
Okay, and then what? And then like they got into a
Trig
fight or
checked
something.
him about something he said to her, and he was just like, well, I'm gonna move out. I guess he left. So him and Trig and Jake were having a conversation about Jake talking to Kevin, and Trig was like, well, I talked to him when you talked to Kevin. So
Right.
I guess that's gonna be how they.
I seen that
whole
part, but
situation
I'm
back up.
gonna have to go back and look at it. Shout out Jason Weaver too, man. He underrated too. Man. Underrated too. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's why I said they bring out conversations that need to be talked about, because just because you do something, that doesn't necessarily mean that your friends gotta agree with what you're doing. Back to what you were saying about being in support. Like,
I'm about to say, I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
I
I'm
ain't
talking
know
about.
that.
No, I'm saying when you were
okay.
saying like your people who you mess with need the support with. Like, that's one of the things that I was kind of trying to say. Like, if I don't agree with it, I ain't gotta support it.
Oh, definitely. But see, you thinking of a sense of friendship. I'm talking about strictly
relationship.
romantic type.
Yeah,
of,
you
gotta be
saying.
number one
Yeah.
fan. You have to agree with what I'm saying on my podcast, but you need to be sharing any number one fan. Can you imagine? Imagine this. I'm talking to a girl.
Yeah.
She's sharing my stuff more than that girl. She my biggest. How I'm about to look at this girl at nighttime?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Or we having deep conversation about my podcast. Like, I don't talk to her now.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I just was telling you like what my mind was at when I was saying.
Got you.
About the just not agreeing with everything. Yeah.
So you got something you want to say about support? You kind of.
Oh no! I had just thought of something else that I had wanted to touch on that we hadn't talked about.
I want to touch on.
Well, first off, let me just go. Let's rewind back to when we did our episode like last year with last season, and you was basically saying how you felt like the Shy got away from what Chicago like is. Like the storyline just didn't line up with what we were used to seeing. So I feel like we're never gonna get that Shy again. Like I was very hopeful for this season, but honestly, I feel like we lost the Shy when we lost Reg. Like I feel like Reg was
definitely
the Shy. He brought in that Chicago feel as far as like the violence, the relationships, like just trying to really juggle all of that while being this street guy. But I also feel like with the show, like it's almost to the point where it's like they're trying to address the things that are going on right now, but it's a little unrealistic because if there was ever to be a city to defund the police, Chicago would not be.
It's not it. Yeah,
they're
you're
not,
right.
They're not going to be the
Definitely
first city to do it. They'll be the last. You know, they call it Chirac,
Facts.
and it's just like it was almost like they almost lost me there because I was like, okay, I had to turn the TV off on that scene because it was just like this is just too unrealistic for me. Like you can't just walk out here and say I'm gonna defund the police because they harassed my not even adopted child. You know
It's
what
definitely
I
turning kind of soap opera ish.
right.
More so with the on the Trig side, like that. Not to him and the girl, but just when it seems he's involved, and it seems soap opera ish. But to your point, I'm actually okay with them not being in that part of the show because then it would be a power. If that makes sense, it would just be another bang all wire, another bang bang shoot 'em up type. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we already know that's going on in Chicago. So I feel like it might be one of them things where they're writing something to not give Chicago a bad name. Like now you think of the shot, you think of some other. We still think of Chirac and all that stuff, but you got people that watching the show and they think of something different with Chicago. Because even I lived in a city where they was like the top violent stuff, and it was violent. Don't get me wrong, but it's still beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's still beautiful parts of it. Everybody not gang banging. Everybody ain't getting shot. I know in Chicago it seemed wild. I know in Chicago it seemed wild.
Yeah, I've been in Chicago.
But it's good. It's beautiful. It's beauty in everything.
It's a dope place. Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got some Commons and
good food too,
and Obamas and Twisters.
Commons, yeah,
Kanye's.
Twisters, yeah.
Chicago's definitely
Kanye, they breathe. So that's brings to my point of like the music part.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they got like the dope music because Chicago do breed.
Yeah.
They do got some great music.
Yeah.
Whether it's the real music, the Kanye, the Twisters, the Commons. It's a rapper that's from there. It's a woman. I can't think of her name right now. You got Chance the Rapper, he's okay, but it's a woman. She raps and sings. I can't think of her name. She got some hits, but she's dope too.
She old, young.
Young. I can't think of her name right now. It's up my tongue. I just can't think of it. I think Timbaland had her. She Tink. She's dope. Yeah,
I like Tink.
She's dope. I think Timbaland messed her career up, saying she was gonna be next Leah. That kind of messed her up. But other than that,
kind of put too much,
way too much pressure on her. Cause we heard it was like, whoa, I don't hear that.
Brought criticism.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, Timbaland messed a lot of things up, so it's all good. But yeah, I think that the shot couldn't get no worse, in my opinion. Last season was horrible.
Yeah,
to me.
3 was horrible. So it was like
The finale was horrible. It was just like
but y'all getting back. We're
so
watching
it's like,
the new season.
yeah,
ain't
that's
nothing
why I
else
said,
on,
like,
bro. I ain't gonna lie. For a minute, nothing else was on.
Yeah.
If Power would have came at the same time the shot came back, I wouldn't have watched it.
I had stopped watching it, so it was like. That's why I said, like a lot of the things that y'all were mentioning, like it was kind of vague to me because I really wasn't tuned in. Like it was on, but I wasn't looking at it like it was looking at me type situation.
Right. I know you only digest Power that way. I know how it goes.
I'm a dissect it for sure. Everything about Power.
Yeah, we know.
Chill out, man.
I know I said that.
I don't know if you know, but Quad definitely lives life like he's Ghost.
Hey, that's false.
I seen Quad with a trench coat on one day.
Hey, look, I do not have a white woman. I do not have a white mistress.
She wasn't.
None of that.
She wasn't necessarily white, was she?
I don't know what she
right?
was.
She wasn't black.
I don't know what she was.
That was enough for me. I was Team Tasha. Just never mind.
Yeah, but I think, but on Power, I think there was a lot of problems with Ghost though. That I think the hate towards Angela was 65% because she was white.
She wasn't white. Bro.
Mexican.
She wasn't black.
Whatever.
She's Hispanic. I mean, I guess I'm from New York, so
Hispanics
Hispanics they be in the same boat.
Yeah,
where I'm from.
They up north.
Yeah,
Hispanics, Jamaicans, all that.
I don't agree with that.
Nah, I don't.
Black unless you're black.
Yeah, I don't put Hispanic women in the same boat as white women. Like,
yeah, I feel what you're saying.
So you wouldn't? Nah, I ain't gonna say that anymore because I don't want to say it on camera.
What you
married.
now you
married.
Jennifer Lopez or something?
No. Hey, this was dope.
I
don't like J-Lo.
You don't like J-Lo?
No.
What J-Lo do?
A lot. Her whole career was built off of other people's career. Like,
you talking about she was
who more talented, J-Lo or Ashanti?
You talking about she was stealing Ashanti music?
Who more talented, J-Lo or Ashanti?
Who's more talented? About it is, it's hard to listen to J-Lo music once you know it was made for Ashanti. And listen to it, all you hear is Ashanti.
I said who was more talented, J-Lo or Ashanti?
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's not even a fair comparison.
I feel like J-Lo was black and Ashanti was Hispanic. You would say
career as far as what she has done. Like if you looking at it from a standpoint of accolades, like of course you're gonna say J-Lo.
No, so I base talent off, and it's a new thing I learned. I was talking to an artist the other day. What's that girl name you mentioned?
What, bro?
What's the girl name you mentioned in your thing? Damn, I can't think of her name. I feel bad now.
Oh,
she was on the podcast the other day. Isolated Beauty.
Isolated Beauty, yeah.
And she was saying that you can judge that off the amount of things you can do, like talent. Mm-hmm. So let's say basketball, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say I definitely shoot better than Quad. Mm-hmm. But let's say he's faster than me, but I'm stronger. I dribble better. I would be more talented at basketball than him because I do more things well than him.
All right, so
when I said who's more talented.
So when you're saying an artist, like stage presence is a factor, singing is a
anything you can think about.
Are we looking at this from a standpoint
I'm only naming them too.
Or
I'm just naming them too. I'm just naming J-Lo and Shanti. That's all I'm talking about.
I'm saying, are we looking at it from a music standpoint? Because they both make music, they both act. So.
Mm-hmm. And one does one way better than the other one.
Well, obviously, J-Lo's the better actress. Yeah. However, we ain't going to sit up here and act like J-Lo is the better musical artist.
She was in Coach Carter. She did good in Coach Carter.
Oh yeah.
And John Tucker Mother. She did good. I'm just saying she ain't fucking with J-Lo.
She had the baby.
Shut up, yo. Carter's wild.
Right. She was with Kenyon. That's right.
You a wild.
Right.
You stupid. Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm just saying because
you wild. You wild.
I remember coming down the stairs. I got his little boots.
Why that part you remember? Out of the whole movie, you remember that part.
Because when she came down the stairs, she was like, I got his little shoes or something like that. That part came.
Yo, you wild, bro.
For real, man.
Who more talented, Quad or Trues?
Quad or what? I was about to say what?
Well, Trues is a rapper from the city too. He put a power take out today, so we're gonna see who got the better power take, Quad or Trues. So
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, man, we
went to West Side.
We gotta have a podcast with me and Trues dissecting power.
Yeah, I hope Slim can formulate that. That'd be dope to see.
Slim gotta sit.
Yeah, it gotta be a sit down with Slim thing. I can't have two rappers on. I'm sorry, unless y'all gonna battle up here.
Oh my god! And I'm gonna be tuned in too.
True got some shit in the vault, man. He might get the best of me.
You just let me down, man.
Humbly speaking.
I'm fucking joking.
Humbly speaking.
But this was dope. I do want to do more of something like this. This is just something I was trying, so I want to do more as the season progresses. Yeah. It would be dope if it'd be just the three of us, but if I have to change them up, it's cool.
I'm gonna tune in.
Yeah, you got to, because you were real winded on the power, but Shy come, you just throwing shit out there. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, but if it had been Snowfall, I would have been,
We can talk about Snowfall. You watch
Snowfall? I love Snowfall. Yeah.
We talk about Snowfall.
I put Quad on Snowfall.
The last episode of season 4 and
Snowfall better than Shy. Snowfall is
the best show on
Snowfall.
It's the best show on TV right now. It's the best show on TV. What's better than Snowfall?
So
my loyalty to the power
to be fair,
really
I don't watch enough TV to even argue that.
Just the black shows, you know. Which one better than Snowfall?
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Hey, it's dope, man. All right, man. One Masters podcast.
You gotta go wrap it up.
Y'all ain't gotta do that.
Great. This was a great thing. We got to stop it.
Frank the Saint, that guy.